Hey there, welcome. I'm so glad that you took time out of your busy schedule to learn about how you can balance your hormones and live a balanced life. I am seriously thrilled you're here, and you should be too. So, listen, you're in the right place if you're tired of yo yo dieting and you've struggled with like weight loss resistance to where no matter what you do, the weight just never seems to budge. Maybe you've been thinking, or someone said, hey, you're hormonal. It's possible you have hormone issues, so you're in the right place. Maybe you have thyroid or adrenal issues. You've been told that your thyroid's overactive, underactive. Maybe your cortisol levels are off. You have adrenal fatigue. You have chronic inflammation. And maybe you kind of just feel like your metabolism has slowed down and it seriously needs a makeover. So, if you're ready to learn more about how to improve your overall health and wellness, you're in the right place. And you're ready to balance your hormones, fire up your metabolism, be your best self, lose that weight for good, burn the fat, and have more energy, you're right where you're supposed to be. So listen, stay tuned until the end of this because I have a special offer just for those who stay to the end. So you want to make sure you don't leave. So let's talk about who I am. My name is Melanie. I am a certified holistic health and wellness coach and life coach. I'm a certified personal trainer. I also teach group exercises classes. I'm a health and wellness advocate, guys. I have worked in women's health for years prior to all of this. And I'm also an online entrepreneur. So that's kind of in a nutshell who I am. I've been helping women naturally balance their hormones for quite some time now. So let me tell you a little bit about my background and why this became important to me. So a good 20 plus years ago, maybe 23, 24 years ago, I had hyperthyroidism, which means like my thyroid was overactive. And I also had a goiter, kind of means that your thyroid is enlarged in your neck. And my eyes were kind of like bulging out of my head. So in turn, they gave me radioactive iodine because they just couldn't kind of get it, they couldn't get it under control. So that kind of destroyed my overall thyroid function. And now I have hypothyroidism. So it's underactive, it's a slow thyroid. And since then, I've developed fibroid tumors, I've had vitamin deficiencies, but I've learned how to kind of reverse that and help things function much better in my body. So I'm about to share all that I've researched and learned with you guys today. So this is what you are about to learn. Are you ready? You're going to learn how hormones affect each other and how they work in balance. And if one's out of balance, what happens? If two are out of balance, what happens? You're going to learn about these 6 little hormones here, your thyroid, your adrenals, estrogen and progesterone, how that works with your ovaries and adrenal glands, insulin, testosterone. You're going to learn kind of like the cortisol type thing, what happens there. So you know what? It's time to get the relief and to get to the root of these health issues that you have. Because by the end of this presentation, you'll have a better idea of whether or not your hormones are balanced or not. And you'll figure out like which hormones could be causing the issues and how to fix it. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So right now you might be like, wait, I mean, I don't know. Are my hormones out of whack? I have no clue. Let's go into what hormones are first. So hormones are these little chemical messengers of the cells that actually tell the cells, organs, and tissues how to operate. They work together to make your body function the way it should if they're all balanced correctly. Because when they're out of whack, they can pose a really big threat on your overall health, happiness, and well-being. Like anybody ever said, hey, I think you're hormonal. So let's figure out what it means if they're out of balance, out of whack. Some signs and symptoms are like insomnia, anxiety, hot flashes, sweating, you're having night sweats, things like that, or you're just kind of sweating through the day, rapid weight gain, maybe you're losing weight, you're losing your hair, you've got adult acne, because like that's not cool as an adult, So what could cause these imbalances? A lot of factors. It could be genetics, it could be allergies, seasonal allergies, things like that. the foods you're eating, like what's going on in your gut. Do you have poor gut health? That's a huge, huge cause of imbalances. Maybe you're going through menopause. Like sometimes things change while you're going through that. Toxins from the environment, from, the products you use, from the foods that you eat, that plays a huge factor on if you have imbalanced hormones or not. Maybe you have chronic fatigue syndrome. Maybe there's certain medications you're on that actually are supposed to be helping one thing, and in return, they're messing up your hormones. Or maybe you have thyroid issues or autoimmune disease. Those can cause some serious imbalances. So we're about to discuss those 6 main hormones that are kind of pretty much required. They're required to be balanced for your body to function optimally. So let's start with the adrenal glands and the thyroid glands. So so adrenaline glands, like we know, like adrenaline is like the flight to fight hormone that's supposed to release something to get you through a stressful moment, right? It releases the cortisol. That's where cortisol comes from. It's the stress hormone. Your adrenal glands are located on the top of your kidneys, and they help control your blood sugar. They regulate your blood pressure. So sometimes if those things are off, just by fixing your adrenal issues could really see some great benefits. So if you have low adrenal gland issues, you may have like adrenal fatigue. You have severe fatigue, memory loss, you're sick often, you are like on edge, you are so overreactive, it's not even funny. Maybe then you go into a crying spell and you're just like, I don't even know, I can't even more, I can't. So, maybe that's you. Maybe you're just not motivated, maybe you get lightheaded, you're craving salt, your sex drive is low, your sugar levels are seriously unstable. So that would be like, I'm dizzy, I'm lightheaded. That comes from unstable sugar levels. If you have high adrenal levels, you're tired and wired at the same time. Like you feel like you could fall over and fall asleep, yet you're very jittery and jumpy. You really have trouble sleeping. As a matter of fact, you can't fall asleep or stay asleep with this. You're waking up in the midnights, you're rolling over, flopping around like a fish and just not getting the sleep. So when you wake up in the morning, you have absolutely no energy. Belly fat is a huge sign. Anxiety, maybe you're scatterbrained, you're really short-fused, you're craving your caffeine and coffee, maybe your hair is falling out, okay? So those are some signs and symptoms. Let's move over to the thyroid. So what is your thyroid? Well, it's a butter-shaped gland located in the front of your neck, and this bad boy regulates your metabolism. So, it plays a huge role in your energy levels, whether you're losing weight or gaining weight, and serious contributor to your mental clarity. So if you have not enough thyroid hormone, you have a low underactive thyroid, which is where I'm at with things. This is kind of what happened with me. So you're tired, you're fatigued, you feel like you can sleep all the time. Maybe you're gaining weight. Your hair is brittle and falling out. Your hands and your feet are cold, like all the time. You're depressed, you're anxious. A lot of times in this case, you then get put on antidepressant, anti-anxiety medication. And some doctors don't even think about checking your thyroid levels or trying to get to the bottom of what's causing the anxiety and depression. You've got brain fog. You have infertility issues, like getting pregnant and staying pregnant is difficult when your thyroid hormone is low. Your memory loss, you've got dry skin, dry, itchy, flaky skin, and maybe your nails are breaking. So if you have an overactive thyroid, it's high. You have too much thyroid hormone jumping around in there, right? So you're anxious. You maybe are having panic attacks. You're maybe having palpitations. You guys, when my thyroid was overactive, my resting heart rate was 130 and above. And I was like constantly sweating, not just night sweats, sweating all the time. Clammy hands. It was just hot. This was when I worked at the hospital, and it was very difficult to be in patients' rooms that were warm. And then I'd have to sit on the air conditioning vent in the nurse's office. It was, good times. Insomnia. You're still losing your hair, and maybe you're losing weight. I was very thin when my thyroid was overactive, like super thin. So let's move to the next 2 sets of hormones. This is estrogen and progesterone. These Little hormones here, they have a very intimate relationship and they really kind of balance each other out, like peas and carrots, right? If they are in the right levels. If they're not, oh man, it can wreak havoc on a lot of things going on in your body. These two, when they're not working together right, this is where you're going to be like, I am hormonal, right? So if your estrogen, let's talk about what estrogen is responsible for. It's responsible for the lining of the uterus in the first half of your cycle. It's critical for healthy mood, sleep, and bone mass. So we're going to go right into if you have too much. So if your estrogen levels are high, this is like really the nastiest and most common issue you'll hear with estrogen. You'll hear about estrogen dominancy, and it can really wreak some big havoc on your body. Like you'll have severe PMS, like PMDD, like you just are a hot mess, right? Fibroid tumors, endometriosis, breast lumps, swollen breasts, fibrocystic breasts, and even can be causes of breast cancer, estrogen dominant breast cancer, yes. Infertility, the hip fat, like you're kind of shaped like a pear and you're gaining weight. You've got cellulite, you're just retaining water, you're always bloated. That is a huge sign and symptom that you are estrogen dominant and your levels are way too high. So if your levels are low, this is really, it's less common, but it is possible due to excess stress, poor diet and gut health. That's a huge factor in hormones. Gut health is really big, but this one, this will happen if your gut is bad and you don't have a good diet. So fatigue, memory loss, you're going to get those hot flashes. You're going to have some crazy mood swings. Guys, you can even be incontinent. Like, seriously? I kind of want to make sure that that's not happening, right? So let's check into that. Muscle loss, sagging skin, again, no libido, not just low, but zero libido. Infertility, again, is a factor in both. So we want to make sure that that estrogen is leveled out. So if you go into progesterone, like what does it do? It dominates the second half of your cycle, and it's very, very important in the early stages of pregnancy. We call this the calm and grounding hormone. So clearly, if it's out of whack, you're not real grounded and you're not real calm. So too little is really very similar symptoms with too much estrogen, right? You'll look at the two of them, you'll be like, wow, these are kind of pretty much a lot the same. So if you don't have enough, you're going to suffer from like sleep deprivation, like insomnia, maybe night walking, anxiety, infertility, miscarriages. Remember, I said that it was important in the early stages of pregnancy. So if it's low, you're going to have a really hard time, hanging on to a pregnancy. Weight gain, no periods. Irregular periods, no ovulation. PMS, PMDD, and that we know that equals some crazy hot mess mood swings. So we don't want that. If your levels are high, which is less common but can happen if you're using like progesterone creams, you may feel drowsy, you may have sleepiness, you're going to feel sluggish, you're going to feel depressed, you're going to kind of be like the droopy dog, right? We don't want that. So the next group and final group here is testosterone and insulin. So you may be looking at testosterone thinking like, dude, this is like a male hormone. Why do I need to worry about this? Well, it's kind of important in women. We don't need as much. Clearly we don't. But we need it to be balanced because it helps burn the fat, it helps build muscle, and it helps us with having a healthy sex drive. So you don't want it too high. You don't want it too low, right? You just want that right amount because if it's too low, you're going to have muscle loss, muscle weakness. So that's going to put you at, risk for osteoporosis. You're going to have lack of drive. You're just going to be kind of like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. Difficulty concentrating, low libido, fatigue, hair loss, and then we're going with the waist and belly fat again. So yeah, that's huge. If the testosterone is too high, you're going to gain weight. Again, belly fat. Hair loss. Here's a great one. Facial hair. We're all getting those lips and chins and, all kinds of stuff waxed. that is when your testosterone is too high. I mean, like you're growing a Fu Manchu and you don't want that. If you start getting sideburns, you really know that it's off, right? Ovarian cysts, acne. We talked about the adult acne. Like, no, no, thank you. No, thank you. I think I've passed that phase of my life. Oily skin and hair. Again, that's like teenage stuff right there. Irritability, aggression, pain during your mid-cycle, like big time cramping, or maybe you're just not getting a cycle at all. So that's kind of crazy, right? We do need testosterone. We really do. Just not too much because, like, we don't need a beard. So insulin, what does insulin do? It's responsible for managing the blood sugar levels, right? You always hear like, well, they're insulin resistant, or, their glucose is this, or their AC1 is this, and it really helps control the glucose in the bloodstream. But when your glucose is too high, then your body has to produce more insulin. So we want to kind of keep that regulated under control. Because if you have like low blood sugar, low insulin, you're tired, you're feeling lethargic, maybe you're gaining weight. Again, your hands might be cold, you're losing your hair, it's brittle. Your nails are breaking, you're depressed and anxious. You've got that brain fog, you can't remember anything. You've got maybe infertility, like you have a problem getting pregnant. That could be an issue. If they're high, you are going to be at risk for becoming a diabetic. You may be getting weight gain. You may be really hungry after your meals because your body's not breaking down the sugars right, and it's spiking them and bringing them down, and spiking them and bringing them down. So like you're craving things like sweets and carbs, and you think you're hungry. And on top of that, you're severely feeling that you're hydrated and you are dehydrated, and you kind of are. So you're drinking a lot, which means you're peeing a lot, right? So urination, frequent urination. Your vision may change. You might notice a lot of people who have had long-term diabetes have they almost go blind. They have such trouble seeing. Infertility leading to type 2 diabetes. Guys, this is a serious, serious issue. So if this is something that you're looking at and shaking your head saying, yeah, that's me. You need to readjust and look at some things and take some action now. So this is pretty much why I've created, my balance and reset program. You balance your hormones, reset your metabolism. So if you're dealing with a hormone issue and you're thinking like a lot of these things are what I'm going through, this is what I'm feeling, you've described a lot of things that I'm suffering with, it's so important that you act now on normalizing your limits and your levels before it takes a larger toll on your overall health, because it's so much easier to prevent things, illnesses, diseases, so much easier to prevent them versus trying to get rid of them, cure them, deal with them once you have them. So leaving your hormones out of whack is kind of like, not driving your car when it doesn't have enough gas to make, an 80-mile trip and you only have 50 miles in your tank. You're putting yourself at a risk of running out of gas, running on empty, not firing on all cylinders. That happens in your body when your hormones are out, But the good news is that you can fix it with some diet and lifestyle changes. In the Balance and Reset program, where I've personally helped hundreds of females, they've balanced their hormones. They're resetting their metabolism. They're finding that they're losing weight and feeling better, having less brain fog, having more natural energy. They don't need the caffeine. And you know what? The benefit is like they've improved their overall health and wellness, and they've taken back control of their health and their life. And it's like, hey, it's me, I'm back. That's kind of what's happening. So let's look at Shannon. She is a graduate, a survivor of my course. So let's read what she had to say. She says, making the changes in my lifestyle for gut health has drastically improved my overall well-being. I love the fact that I'm down 18 pounds, but I also love that I'm feeling better in all aspects. I'm rarely bloated or have stomach issues like I used to, which most days were really awful. I feel my thoughts are clearer, I have more energy, and I sleep better. This program has helped me tremendously with accountability and overall well-being. I love my new lifestyle. So, making the changes and following along easy, sustainable lifestyle changes, Shannon has really seen a great change in her life. She's back. She's back to Shannon. So maybe you're kind of like, you know what? I don't know. Why did I show up today? You're not sure why you showed up? Well, let's review this, right? You are tired of the yo-yo dieting and not being able to lose weight no matter what you do. There's quick fixes out there, but they're just not what's going to work for you. And maybe after watching this, you're like, I think I do have hormone issues. I really do. And maybe it's thyroid or adrenal issues. Maybe those two stuck out for you. Those are really common. Um, Maybe you're like, my metabolism is it's gone. I think it left me. I really need to make it over. And you're ready to have more energy, burn fat, and feel better once and for all. Like you're ready to take control and make the changes and rediscover the person you were before all this hormone stuff happened, all this weight gain. Maybe you've got depression and anxiety before your health kind of got out of control. And you know what? I want to help you. So seriously, this is really easy to follow proven methods that are sustainable. They're natural ways like diet and lifestyle, guys. This is where it's at. You're just going to make these changes. You're going to find the root cause of what is really happening. Why is my metabolism slow? Why do I feel like I'm a hormone hot mess? You're going to learn simple, easy to apply lifestyle changes that are going to have a huge impact on your overall health and wellness. So basically, there's some pretty sweet benefits you're going to get from this. By implementing everything that you learn, everything that I teach you, you're going to improve your energy levels. You're going to start to lose the stubborn fat, like the belly fat, things like that, the cellulite. You're going to supercharge your brain power and feel clear-headed and sharp. You're not going to have the brain fog. You're not going to have the tiredness. You're not going to be lethargic. You're going to balance your cycle. And you can be like, peace out, PMS. I'll see you. You know what? I'm not a hot mess express anymore. So I'm going to feel emotionally stable and in control of my mood. I'm going to be the person that I'm supposed to be. And that's all there is to it. So seriously, acting now, you guys, normally this would be $79.95. But for the first 24 hours of this, I'm offering it to you guys for $24. That's huge. It is a severely super sweet discounted price, and I'm going to share my best strategies with you. So please know that I'm only offering this special price for the next 24 hours because I'm committed, as long as you're committed, to working with the women who are ready to act. They're like, I need to do this last week. Like, where was this last week? I needed this then. Those are the people. So act now, guys. Seriously, the value involved in this course is huge. At a $79.95, if you're paying the full price, it's still, it's still more bang for your buck here compared to spending, hundreds of dollars for a dietitian consultation or a personal trainer or gym membership or, these trendy quick fix diets that promise great results and they just don't. So how much have you spent on that? $300 or more, right? Not to mention the medical bills that you're going maybe from doctor to doctor to find out exactly which hormone is off or why you feel depressed or, why you just don't have regular periods and you're on the pill and then they need to change the pill and it's messing up more hormones and you're gaining weight. Guys, that gets expensive. So the importance of this pretty much is your health, right? You can't put a dollar sign on that. It is useful because you get lifetime access. If anything gets updated, if anything changes, you've got access to that. It's really worth it because not only do you have that, you also have a 24-hour access Facebook group where, guess what? The benefit of me being in there, being your biggest cheerleader. So that's huge. So there's also this great community aspect of the whole thing. Like you get the Facebook group, you get one-on-one calls with me, you get community calls with the people that are in the program. So let's see what Melissa had to say, right? Melissa said, I love these groups because not only do I learn a lot, I find a support system I often do not have in my day-to-day life. In this course, I learned more about how my body works and how the metabolism plays a large role in it. I gained a better understanding of what is good and bad for my body and how fueling my body with the right foods and supplements can benefit my overall health. That is huge. That says it all right there. So remember, $24 for the first 24 hours versus a $79.95. Guys, this is a over 60% discount. Like, you can't find a 60% discount on something like this at Target or Walmart, right? So yeah, this is where it's at. Hop on it in the first 24 hours. I promise you will not regret it. So maybe you're like, you know what, dude, I don't know. I mean, like, is this for me? Is it going to work? Am I going to see results? Here's what's great about this. It is not a diet, right? So there's no right or wrong way to do it. You cannot fail at it. You have the support you'll need. You have the answers to your questions. So, like, is it for you? I don't know. Are you ready to rediscover the person you were before your hormones and health got out of control? I'll be the one to help you. You guys, I will be right there with you, cheering you on, being your biggest cheerleader, making sure that you're getting the health benefits, the wellness makeover, the metabolism reset. I'm going to make sure that you get that. So maybe you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm still on the fence. I don't know. Like, what is the value of this? Well, a program like this could cost hundreds of dollars, right? But you can't put a dollar sign on getting your health back, right? There's no price tag for that. So in this program, you're going to get you back, right? But you're also going to get access to a full series that's going to provide you with step-by-step, easy to implement strategies for rebalancing your hormones and resetting your metabolism. Like, who doesn't want that? I'm going to teach these strategies to you that I generally use with my one-on-one clients, but you're getting them at a severely discounted group price. So these strategies that I'm going to show you and teach you and tell you, some doctors aren't even going to share it with you or tell you, or maybe they don't even know it because they're so busy writing out prescriptions to balance this hormone, and then it turns that hormone into a different thing, and then you're just a hormonal hot mess. So get off the fence, jump on this 24-hour special price. Seriously, are you ready? I mean, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to prioritize your health? Make simple lifestyle changes. Transform your weight. Lose the weight for good and keep it off. Like, it's not yo-yo anymore. You're going to learn exactly what your body needs to lose the weight and keep it off. Improve your energy levels and mood. Most of all, boost that self-confidence and get back who you are supposed to be. So I'm telling you, like, you better act now before time runs out. You've got 24 hours. Like, the timer is ticking. The sand is going through that little timer right there. So it's time to make you important. So you're like, I am ready to balance and reset. Let's do this. So click on the link and we'll see you on the inside.